As the plane descended, travelers could see a vast land stretching below, mountain ranges cascading into the horizon, interwoven with golden dunes glinting under the blazing sun. Not long after, the aircraft touched down at Urumqi Diwopu International Airport, officially marking the moment the travelers set foot in a land known as where heaven and earth meet, Xinjiang. Xinjiang, officially the Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region of China, is the largest of all China's administrative divisions, occupying nearly 1/6 of the country's total land area. But it's more than just a region, it's a miniature world where nature, culture, and history converge in mesmerizing and unexpected ways. Geographically, Xinjiang holds a unique position. To the north, it borders Mongolia, Russia, and Kazakhstan. To the west, it touches Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, and Afghanistan. To the south lies Tibet, and to the east, it connects to Gansu and Qinghai. For thousands of years, this made Xinjiang a vital hub on the legendary Silk Road, not just a route for goods, but a pathway for cultures, religions, knowledge, and countless untold legends. Throughout the journey of discovering Xinjiang, it becomes clear that this is not a place for those in a rush. Xinjiang demands you to slow down, open your heart, and learn to listen to the stories whispered by each patch of land, each mountain peak, and each smile from the local people. No matter who you are, a photographer chasing the golden light over Lake Kanas, an archaeologist seeking traces of the ancient Lulan civilization, or simply a traveler captivated by the vibrant markets of Kashgar, Xinjiang always has something that will take your breath away. What makes Xinjiang unique as a travel destination isn't towering skyscrapers or ultra-modern amenities like in other developed cities. Instead, the raw beauty of its landscapes, the sheer majesty of nature, and the cultural mosaic seem almost too rich to be real. With over 40 ethnic groups, most notably the Uyghurs, Han Chinese, Kazakhs, Wei, and more, Xinjiang is like a multi-layered folk symphony, where each note reflects a distinct culture, a way of life, and a tradition. One of the most surprising things for travelers is the fascinating contrast of Xinjiang's landscapes. You might begin your morning on a lush plateau, watching herds of livestock grazing peacefully by a stream, and just a few hours later, find yourself amidst a vast golden desert stretching to the horizon. Snow-capped mountains stand right next to arid deserts. Flower-filled valleys lie beside barren canyons. Xinjiang's nature follows no conventional rules. It's wild, expansive, and free. Xinjiang's historical and strategic significance cannot be overstated. Once walked upon by Persian merchants, Indian missionaries, Mongol warriors, and European explorers, this land has long been a crossroads of civilizations, holding countless undiscovered secrets. Over thousands of years, it has witnessed fateful encounters, cultural exchanges that have made today's world more colorful and deeply connected. Today, despite the complexities of political influences, Xinjiang continues to open its doors to visitors worldwide. Transcontinental travel routes, folk festivals, and the revival of traditional handicrafts breathe life into the glorious memory of the once radiant Silk Road. And when the golden light of sunset bathes the distant Tianshan Mountains, travelers will realize that a journey to Xinjiang is not just about discovering a place, but also about rediscovering parts of one's soul, step by step. In the heart of this arid yet mesmerizing land, where the majestic Tianshan Range cuts across deserts and grasslands, lies a city pulses with modern life while preserving its traditional spirit, Urumqi. Visitors arriving in Urumqi are often taken by surprise. Contrary to the common image of Xinjiang as endless dunes and nomadic villages, Urumqi is a bustling, modern metropolis, on par with many major Chinese cities in terms of infrastructure and growth. With over 4 million residents, it is the most landlocked city in the world, an odd but fitting metaphor for its singular nature. Yet what captivates travelers isn't its skyscrapers or gleaming malls, but how Urumqi honors and integrates its multicultural identity within a contemporary setting. You might find a luxury electronics store next to a spice-filled traditional bazaar. Uyghur music echoes through streets where quiet electric buses glide past. This blend doesn't create chaos, but rather a rich, textured oil painting of color and culture. One of the first stops visitors must make is the Erdaoqiao International Night Market, Urumqi's cultural and culinary heart. As night falls, the market comes alive with lanterns, laughter, and the tantalizing aroma of skewers, naan bread, roast lamb, handmade yogurt, and countless other Uyghur specialties. Vendors in traditional dappa hats speak Mandarin and Uyghur, welcoming guests with warm, sincere smiles. This market is not just a place to eat, it's a living stream of culture, flowing vibrantly with every second. During the day, Urumqi is ideal for strolling through parks, public squares, and busy shopping districts. But at night, the city transforms, bathed in soft yellow lights that stretch down its main avenues, reflecting off the glass of tall buildings. While traditional music from open-air performance spots invites travelers into a different realm, where modernity and heritage don't clash but complement each other. No visit to Urumqi is complete without a trip to the Xinjiang Museum. Thousands of precious artifacts are preserved here, from the famous Lulin mummies to Tang and Song dynasty Buddhist murals. Visitors can trace the cultural currents that have shaped the region across eras, from ancient times to the Han and Tang dynasties, the Mongol Empire, and into the present day. The ethnic minority exhibit is particularly striking, showcasing not only Xinjiang's ethnic diversity but also the convergence of languages, architecture, dress, and customs. Despite being a significant city, Urumqi retains the warmth of a traditional community. At roadside tea shops, travelers are often invited to sit, enjoy a hot milk tea, and share stories with locals. No one rushes here. Life is slow, intentional, and built on mutual trust. For nature lovers, Urumqi also offers serene escapes from the city. Just 70 kilometers away lies Heavenly Lake, Tianqi, a breathtaking landscape often described with one word: otherworldly. Surrounded by pine forests and snow-capped peaks, its crystal blue waters rest like a gem in the heart of the Tianshan Mountains. Day tours from Urumqi bring visitors here to walk, ride horses, or meditate by the lake, soaking in the rare serenity and fresh air. As a historic Silk Road hub, Urumqi is rich in iconic architecture. Emerald-domed mosques and ancient watchtowers sit quietly beside new urban developments, forming a beautiful collage of time. It feels as though time doesn't flow through Urumqi, but instead is held within each stone, voice, and dance performance that unfolds every weekend in the central square. If one day, a traveler could choose just one city to represent all of Xinjiang, Urumqi would be a worthy choice. Because here, everything is not merely a replica of modernity or a memory of the past. It is a deliberate blend that creates a living, breathing city, full of depth and a lingering charm that makes it hard to leave. In the far north of Xinjiang, where the borders of China, Kazakhstan, Russia, and Mongolia converge like intersecting cultural streams, lies Kanas, a breathtaking valley nestled amid dense pine forests and the towering Altai Mountains. Often likened to a real-life paradise, Kanas is a destination of near-mythical beauty. Getting to Kanas is no easy feat. Visitors must traverse hundreds of kilometers of winding mountain roads, sometimes navigating narrow, cliff-hugging passes, other times riding across endless grasslands that feel like angelic wilderness. Yet all hardship fades when Lake Kanas reveals itself, deep blue, mysteriously calm, cradled by snowy peaks and seasonally changing forests. Kanas means beautiful bay in Mongolian, a simple phrase that stirs layers of emotion. Stretching over 24 kilometers at an altitude of 1.375 meters. Lake Kanas was formed thousands of years ago by glacial retreat. Even if you've seen dozens of pictures, nothing prepares you for its stillness. Like a mirror reflecting the azure sky and towering mountains beyond. In autumn, the entire region turns into a living painting, shades of red, gold, and orange mingling with the dark greens of ancient pines. But Kanas is not just about stunning scenery, it's also shrouded in legend. Local Kazakh and Tuwa communities believe a massive, dragon-like creature lives in the lake. Many claim to have seen it gliding through the water, creating giant ripples despite the absence of boats. though no solid evidence has emerged. The Kanas Lake monster myth continues attracting curious travelers eager to glimpse the unexplained. Beyond the lake, the entire Kanas Valley is a rare ecological paradise. It's home to hundreds of rare flora and fauna, many unique to the Altai region. In summer, the valley becomes a massive tapestry of wildflowers. Horses, goats, and yaks roam freely, completing the timeless image of a nomadic life that has endured for centuries. You can ride horseback through the valley or stop by nomadic yurts to enjoy Kazakh yogurt, freshly baked bread, and traditional songs performed by warm-hearted hosts. A must-do experience in Kanas is climbing to the moon-watching platform, a 2.000-meter high viewpoint facing the lake. From here, Lake Kanas unfurls like a green silk ribbon winding through the mountains. On misty days, the scene resembles an ink-wash painting. Sunlight spilling across the lake and forest on clear mornings creates a fairy tale moment. Though the hike is steep, the reward is unforgettable. Kanas is also a living museum of ancient culture. The Tuwa people, an ethnic minority of Turkic origin, still maintain a semi-nomadic lifestyle. Language and spiritual traditions. You can visit Tuwa villages, where rustic wooden houses line the forest edge. Listen to the haunting sounds of the Morin Kur by a campfire, and taste dishes made from lamb, goat cheese, and camel milk. Each season paints Kansas in a new light. Spring brings glacial melt and cascading waterfalls. Summer offers the perfect climate for leisure and retreat. Autumn lures photographers with its fiery foliage. Winter transforms the region into a snowy wonderland with skiing and snowboarding that rival European resorts. Unlike other Xinjiang destinations, Kanas feels remote, almost detached from urban rhythm. And that's its unique charm. A land of legends, untouched nature, and profound silence. A place where you can hear the wind whispering through the pines, the clip-clop of hooves on dusty paths, or folk melodies drifting from a lone yurt in the forest. Kanas is unlike anywhere else. It doesn't dazzle you, it humbles you. It makes you pause, reflect, and then quietly leave, with a part of your heart forever nestled in this mythical land. If Xinjiang is a canvas of surreal geography, then the Taklamakan Desert is its boldest stroke. This land lacks vivid colors, lush forests, or sparkling lakes, with nothing but golden sand and utter silence. It still leaves travelers awestruck. Located in southern Xinjiang, the Taklamakan is one of the world's largest deserts, and the largest in China, spanning over 330.000 square kilometers. An area roughly the size of Vietnam. Its name in Uyghur means, the place from which no one returns, a name that sends chills down the spine. And yet, this very harshness makes it a dream destination for adventurous souls longing to push their limits. The road that leads travelers to Taklamakan is a journey that crosses the boundary between survival and wilderness. Most tours to this desert begin from the cities of Hoden or Korla, two of the survival oases along the desert's edge. As soon as one leaves the urban area, the scenery begins to shift. The patches of green disappear. Cracks form on the parched earth. And then, sand. Sand is everywhere. It drifts in the wind, dances along the roads, and suddenly blankets the horizon. But visitors don't come to Taklamakan to see the sand. They come to feel the smallness of humanity in the face of nature, to experience a kind of primordial silence that few places still preserve, to understand why ancient merchants once feared crossing this desert, and why others still dared to do so, to find a shorter route along the Silk Road. The Taklamakan Desert Highway has become one of the world's engineering marvels thanks to modern infrastructure. Stretching nearly 600 kilometers, it cuts through the sea of sand like a ribbon of asphalt. Flanked on both sides by millions of sand-fighting shrubs, this creates a surreal landscape, a black road slicing through a golden ocean. Sitting inside a vehicle, peering through the window, one feels as though drifting through another dimension, where sky and earth appear to merge into one. What surprises visitors most as they venture deeper into Taklamakan isn't the dryness and vibrant oases that lie silently in its heart. Nia, Yushin, and Dandan Wheelik are proof of humanity's fierce vitality. Golden-leaved poplar trees in autumn, underground streams from the Kunlun Mountains weaving through the sands, and humble villages with mud walls and thatched roofs. These inspire awe at how people have battled the desert for millennia. At Nia Oasis, travelers can visit the archaeological remains of an ancient city that was once a vital stop on the Silk Road. Beneath the sand lie ruins of temples, libraries, and dwellings, where wooden, paper, and leather manuscripts were discovered, written in Sanskrit, Chinese, and other ancient languages. Here, every grain of sand seems to whisper a long-forgotten tale. On clear nights, travelers can camp on the desert's edge and gaze at the starry sky. No lights, no noise, no trace of smoke, only millions of stars flickering like embers on a black velvet canvas. In that moment, amid sacred stillness, one easily understands why the ancients called the desert the gateway to eternity. Still, Taklamakan is not a place to be taken lightly. Despite growing tourism, danger always looms. Sandstorms can strike without warning. Temperatures swing over 40 degrees Celsius between day and night, and getting lost can render all navigation devices useless. That's why travelers must strictly follow safety protocols, be accompanied by local guides, and carry satellite communication devices when venturing into the remote zones. Yet, precisely these challenges heighten the value of the experience. Every step taken on the sands of Taklamakan feels like a touchpoint between humanity and the infinite. It's not a place where humans conquer nature, but rather where they learn to move with its rhythm, silently, slowly, steadfastly. A trip to Taklamakan is not just a tour, it is a spiritual journey. It invites travelers to momentarily leave behind the noise of civilization and listen instead to the voice of sand, wind, and time. On the far western rim of Xinjiang, where blue skies kiss snow-capped peaks and the dry sun bakes every ancient brick, Kashgar emerges as a living testament to the endurance of time. With over 2,000 years of history, it is one of the oldest cities on the Silk Road, once a vital crossroads for traders, explorers, missionaries, and now, an essential stop for any traveler exploring Xinjiang. What makes Kashgar truly special is how different it feels from the rest of China. While Urumqi exudes modern urban vibes, Kashgar is its opposite, ancient, rustic, and deeply Central Asian. Those who visited Samarkand, Uzbekistan, or Shiraz, Iran, may find familiar echoes in architecture, clothing, music, and cuisine. Upon arriving, travelers will immediately sense a slower pace of life, fragrant with spices and steeped in poetry. The old city of Kashgar, considered the city's historic heart, is where Uyghur culture shines brightest. Narrow stone-paved alleys, time-worn brick houses, intricately carved wooden balconies, and arabesque arched windows create a timeless atmosphere. Every step here feels like a walk back through history. A standout architectural icon is the Idi-Ka Mosque, one of the largest mosques in China. Built in the 15th century, it boasts a distinctive yellow facade, slender minarets, and a vast square in front that can host thousands during festivals. In the late afternoon, the sound of prayers echoing from loudspeakers, blended with the rustle of wind through poplars, lends the place a solemn, almost sacred feel. No visit to Kashgar would be complete without exploring the Sunday Bazaar, one of Central Asia's largest traditional markets and a vibrant reflection of Uyghur economic and social life. People don't just come to shop, they come to feel. The pungent aromas of cumin, chili powder, cinnamon, and turmeric, the lively sounds of bargaining and laughter, the riot of colors and scarves. Fabrics, hand-woven rugs, and intricately inlaid copperware, all combine into a symphony of daily life. There's even a dedicated section of the bazaar for livestock, sheep, camels, yaks, horses, and cows, where visitors can witness age-old nomadic-style trading scenes, a rarity in modern economies. It's a throwback to centuries past, when merchants from Persia, India, and China met right here to exchange goods, knowledge, and even beliefs. Yet Kashgar isn't merely a tapestry woven from history, it is alive with cultural continuity. Passed down through generations, one might see Uyghur children playing by doorsteps, elders sipping milk tea and playing chess on the sidewalk, or young women in traditional dress, holding pomegranates or carrying warm, freshly baked naan. Each detail adds to a profoundly human portrait of everyday life. Another must-visit is the mausoleum of Pak Hoja, the final resting place of an influential 17th-century Islamic leader. It's also an architectural gem, with turquoise tiled domes, emerald glazed walls, and refined Islamic motifs. Local folklore ties this place to the story of fragrant concubine, a famed Uyghur consort of Emperor Qianlong, who is said to emit a natural scent so captivating that it became a legend. One can hire a donkey cart in the afternoon for a poetic ride around the ancient city. The wooden wheels clatter on cobblestones, the driver hums a folk tune, and the breeze brushes your hair, an experience like stepping into a living fairy tale. Kashgar is also the gateway to the Pamir Mountains, a majestic highland shared with Tajikistan and Afghanistan. For trekkers, mountaineers, and adventurers, it's the launchpad for expeditions into this rugged frontier. Here lies the convergence of modern China and ancient Central Asia, between the Taklamakan Desert and the legendary Hindu Kush Range. At day's end in Kashgar, as the sun sets behind the mosque's dome and the evening call to prayer drifts across the rooftops, one realizes, Kashgar is not just a destination, it is a living chapter of history, where faith, culture, and everyday life blend seamlessly, etched into every brick, every meal, and every gaze from the locals. The climate here remains cool year-round. In summer, while the lowlands sizzle under the scorching sun, Heavenly Lake greets visitors with gentle breezes and crisp, clean air. In winter, The area dons a cloak of snow, transforming the lake into a serene oil painting, like a doorway to a fairy tale world. When visiting Heavenly Lake, a key highlight is the legend of the Queen Mother of the West, an iconic figure in Chinese mythology. Legend has it that this was her celestial home, where she tended her orchard of immortal peaches and once invited the 8 immortals to her legendary peach banquet. This association gives the lake a sacred, mythical aura that radiates mystery and reverence. Even travelers who aren't spiritual or superstitious often feel a sense of inner peace and completeness as they stand before the lake's still waters. Besides soaking in the majestic views, visitors can enjoy gentle, poetic activities, rowing across the lake, strolling along its shores, or simply sitting beneath the shade of old pines, listening to the whispers of the wind. Wooden boats glide silently across the water, carrying guests deeper into the lake's heart, where the mountain ridges loom closer, appearing more magnificent and mysterious, like nature's own relief sculptures. Surrounding the lake is the Tianshan Nature Reserve, a vibrant ecological treasure trove teeming with flora and fauna. Lucky visitors may spot rare animals like the elusive snow leopard, the Tianshan brown bear, mountain goats, or flocks of migratory birds. In autumn, the forests surrounding the lake erupt into a dazzling display of golden hues, deep reds, and rich greens, painting a visual symphony unlike any other. Kazakh and Uyghur culture also pulses through this area. Nomadic yurts near the lake invite travelers to sample traditional dishes, roasted lamb, thick yogurt, stone-baked bread, and milk tea brewed from camel or yak milk. At night, by the campfire's glow, Kazakh songs and folk dances bring warmth to the vast expanse of mountains and lakes, turning the wilderness into something welcoming and intimate. Though it is just a lake, Heavenly Lake is anything but ordinary. It stands as a symbol of purity, serenity, and grace, a place that lingers in one's memory and calls visitors to return. Some sit in silence for hours, mesmerized by sunlight dancing across the water. Others are moved to write poetry on the spot, as though the lake touches something deeply personal within them. As travelers depart the lake, many look back one last time, not merely to preserve the memory, but because their hearts are reluctant to leave. Perhaps the lake's most precious gift is its absolute stillness, a sacred offering from Tianshan to wandering souls searching for rest and reflection. As the convoy of travelers and vehicles slowly departs the modern rhythm of Urumqi, heading north toward the borders of Kazakhstan, Russia, and Mongolia, it feels like they are stepping backward through history, into a realm untouched by time. On a map, the Altai region of Xinjiang might look like a mere dot, but to those who set foot there, it reveals itself as a world of its own, where towering forests and ancient cultures merge into a living masterpiece. Unlike southern Xinjiang's arid lands, Altai greets visitors with boundless green. Siberian pines rise tall against overcast skies, while velvet-like valleys stretch out, dotted with tiny wooden homes belonging to Kazakh and Tuvan communities. Among them lie glacial rivers and turquoise blue lakes, quiet and sparkling, like the eyes of heaven. At the heart of Altai is Kanas, the region's shimmering gem. Upon seeing the lake for the first time, many feel their hearts skip a beat. Kanas's vast, deep surface mirrors the endless blue sky, and the snow-capped peaks encircling it. The wind whispers gently, like the voice of Mother Earth. Silence is so quiet that one can hear melting snow drip from aged pines and the soft flutter of geese lifting off the water. Local legends say this land was once home to forest and water spirits. Tales of the Kanas Lake, water monster, a massive creature lurking in the lake's depths, are passed down through generations, appearing only during great upheavals. But for most travelers, the sheer natural beauty is magic enough. Walking dirt paths into the deep forest, travelers discover ancient Tuvan villages. These communities, rooted in centuries-old hunting, horseback riding, and musical traditions, remain untouched by time. Log homes are still hand-assembled, their smoke mingling with pinewood scents in the evening air, a warmth that soothes the weary hearts of wanderers. The Tuva people welcome guests with quiet smiles and kind eyes. Inside humble wooden cabins, animal hide rugs, two-stringed IGIL fiddles, and steaming pots of fermented mare's milk transport visitors to a time long gone. No rush, no horns, just wind and wonder. As evening settles over the snow-covered Altai, visitors stand atop rocky cliffs, gazing over the golden light spilling across the Kanas Valley. The sun sinks slowly behind the mountains, leaving behind streaks of gold dancing on the lake's surface. Herds return home, their silhouettes pacing calmly through the mist, like a delicate, slow-motion scene that no one dares disturb. Perhaps only in a place like this can one truly feel the essence of Wu Wei, not emptiness, but fullness. Nature, culture, and humanity coexist here in respectful harmony. Every stone and tree in Altai seems to whisper with the soul of the past, reminding us of a time when people lived more slowly, closer to the earth and sky. At night in Kanas, travelers gather by the fire when temperatures drop. Elders share ancient tales as IGIL melodies rise, hauntingly beautiful. Like the mountains exhaling, in the shivering cold, hearts feel strangely warm, as though the simplicity and sincerity of this place soothes the road's hardships. And when darkness entirely falls, travelers look up at the Altai sky, stars seeming close enough to touch, glittering in profound silence. No wishes needed, for just being here, embraced by wilderness and timelessness, is already a rare and precious gift. Every journey must end, yet as the wheels roll away from Xinjiang's final frontier, a heaviness settles in the traveler's heart, like something priceless was left behind. It's not just the majestic scenery or the sincere people. Xinjiang leaves something more profound, a fragment of affection quietly rooted in one's soul. On the last morning, sunlight gently peeks through a small hostel window in Urumqi. Outside, daily life continues, non-vendors, Kazakh milk tea shops, elderly folks strolling the parks. All of it feels like a quiet farewell, though just a fleeting visitor. Xinjiang treats you as if you were long-lost kin. Along the way, you were awed by Heavenly Lake's splendor, dazzled by Taklamakan's golden sands, humbled by Altai's snowy peaks, and delighted by the street food at the Grand Bazaar. But now, as the journey fades behind you, peace remains clear. It was a vast land where you expected to feel lost, but instead, you found yourself cradled by the silent generosity of nature and its people. Xinjiang isn't a place to visit, it's a place to return to, no matter where life may take you. Here, every glance, every smile, every path holds a piece of memory. Not nostalgia, but living memory. Like smoke curling from a nighttime grill, the scent of rain-soaked desert soil, or the sound of a stringed melody among Altai's pines. On the plain out of Urumqi, you look down through the tiny window at rippling mountains, distant roads, and rooftops that stretch to the horizon. Xinjiang's sky remains impossibly blue, and your heart, no longer that of a passing traveler, now holds a small piece of this land. Xinjiang promises no glamour, but within its raw, rugged simplicity lies a love that doesn't boast, only endures. Like mountains, a love that needs no words, etched instead like footprints across the desert sands. And when the journey ends, one question still lingers in the traveler's soul. So this is goodbye, for now, to Xinjiang, the legendary land where nature and humanity intertwine. From the towering Altai Mountains to dreamlike Lake Kanas, from the enigmatic Taklamakan to the vibrant markets of Kashgar, every story, every frame has taken us through a world not just vast, but profoundly stirring. If this land's breathtaking beauty has stirred your heart, if you've ever longed to visit a place where time seems to stand still, don't just watch. Start planning your journey. Right finger, don't forget to like this video. Hit subscribe so you never miss another chapter in our exploration of Asia's hidden wonders. And share this with your fellow travel lovers. Push pin if you have any questions, suggestions, or dream destinations for future videos. Comment below. I read every one and can't wait to continue this adventure with you.